Hi everyone, this is Amanda. It's the 14th of November 2017 and I thought I would do a video today on where we are post the 11:11 gateway, how you all are, how you're all doing, and say hello. And I'm doing it from a slightly different angle because I'm going to be doing some cards and it helps me to actually be able to lay them down and take them all in rather than trying to balance them on my hip or something as I normally do. So let's just take a moment to think about how we are. And there's always time for a cup of tea. I think I said to you, one of the last things I said to you after the 11:11 gateway meditation was before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It is such a relevant energy to be drawing into ourselves at this time. And I love it. And I've actually had this card out on my desk to remind me of it, which is that whenever we go through any significant portal or any significant upgrade, and that could be equinox, it could be any of the gateways through the year. Another one that's coming up is obviously the gateway that is over the Christmas and New Year period, the winter equinox as well. No, is it the winter equinox? The one on the 22nd of December, 21st of December. Anyway, that one's coming up, as well as any workshop you sometimes go on. You know, you come out and you're filled with light, and then often what can happen is suddenly you get the dip back down, okay? And that's because we live in a world of duality. The world of duality didn't disappear post 11:11. It's not meant to. We're meant to live in this dualistic universe, which means there will always be a balancing up of energies. Now, rather than seeing this as something that is out to try and trip us up, we need to be a little bit more clever than that, okay? And we need to be tuning into our higher selves. And basically what happens often after upgrade is that you get the test, okay? The test follows the upgrade. And this just seems to be standard practice. Having said that, I also think that maybe it's something that we could clear at collective level, but it is something that generally is out there at the moment. So let's just talk about what's generally out there at the moment, which is maybe this is something that we've manifested, that we've created for ourselves as a spiritual community, because it does seem to be the case that after upgrade you get the dip. The dip might be you sink back down into a lower state. You get ill, or an illness that you are presently, fighting against suddenly gets a little bit worse. It may be that a relationship starts to be a bit more shaky. It may be that it may be in a much more subtle way than that. A test, for example, that I had in the last couple of days isn't a bad thing that's happened. It was actually a business opportunity that came in. And it was a request from somebody that wanted my services basically on a social media type platform that they run. And effectively, I suppose I could have made some money out of it. And I could have raised my profile, and it could have also got me into a new technological area that I don't know much about, and I could have reached more people. But, when I felt into the energy of it, it didn't feel right. I don't like the idea personally of charging per minute for my time. I don't like the thought of giving soundbite answers to something that is actually always deep and always multi-layered, whatever the question. And it didn't fit my style of working and my energy. And so it felt like it was a carrot that had been dangled a little bit. And the thing, of course, that was tempting, I guess, was the money. But I don't work for money. I work from the heart. Money is a side effect of, hopefully, the fact that I do a good job. And so I quickly saw that it was a bit of a test for me. And so I've said no, it doesn't feel right. I don't think it suits me. And I think I'm worthy of a better style of working. And I think my clients are worthy of more in-depth answers. Even if that means I don't reach as many people, I still make these videos, they're free, people can watch them. So that was it was like a little test, but it threw me for, a few hours yesterday. So think about what your test has been and feel into that, okay? Feel into that. But don't be surprised when it happens. But also don't give it energy, you know, don't give the test energy. Try to see it from the higher perspective, go into your heart, go into your higher self, and ask Archangel Metatron just to show me, why am I being offered this? Why is this happening now? Why is this happening now is a big one. Why right now? Okay, why right now after the portal? Almost that's your answer, okay? It's the light and the dark balancing themselves out. And once you've acknowledged it, that that's what it is, oh, okay, that's my little test, is it? And you've risen above it or pushed it to one side, then of course you create the forward flowing path of movement again, okay? So be prepared for that. Another thing that I've said to a group of people that I mentor is to be very careful of words that you're using at this time, language that you're using at this time. You know, if you woke up the day after the 11/11 energy work and went a bit into moan mode, I nearly did, to be honest, isn't the way to go. Come on, we know that really, don't we? So much of the work was to do with affirmations and the power of positive thought, the power of, you know, our speech and what we say to ourselves. And it's such a simple thing, but it's so hard to remember all of the time. But you've really got to watch your thoughts. I find my thoughts, the ones I particularly have to watch, are the ones first thing in the morning when I wake up, and I can sometimes feel a little bit low first thing. It's just part of my makeup. You know, it takes me a little while to get going, and I really have to monitor that. I monitor my own thoughts first thing in the morning. And if you wake up and you've got a negative train of thought going on, change it, okay? Change it. Watch your words. And keep on chopping wood and carrying water. And what that basically means is just keep going with your everyday life. You know, we're all asked to plant this energy into our everyday lives, into the people that we meet, into the jobs that we do, into the activities that we do, and at the end of the day, when you've walked through a portal, there's still the washing up to do, okay? There's still the kids to feed. There's still the garden to tend to. There's still the shopping to do. Do those things with the 11/11 energy within you, okay? That's what it is all about, right? Right, let's pull some cards. I'm shuffling this deck. This is the Psychic Tarot of the Heart deck by John Holland. I'm just going to see what comes up, and then I'll have an idea of what type of reading it is. I know that sounds a bit weird, but I've got two decks here and I feel that they're going to be two different types of readings, but we'll see. Okay, so Metatron, where shall I stop? There. Oh, sorry about that for people wearing headphones. Let's put them into 3 and then back again. Let's see what the first 5 cards are. Okay. Sorry, but the second card that comes out, look at that. Come on, we can't make this stuff up. It's the card of observation. Okay. Bottom of the deck, before I do anything, is this card, Well-Deserved Reward. Shows a man and he has climbed to the top of a pillar and he's feeling quite proud of himself. He's got his arms sort of like that, you know, job well done. I'm feeling okay with myself. But he's also feeling a little bit alone there, I feel, okay? If you look at that, the first thing that comes to my mind is, my God, it's a hell of a long way back down. And in a way, that's the message, I think, post 11/11. There isn't any way back. You're not going to be allowed to scale all the way back down there. And actually, if you look at that picture, there's no ropes, there's no ladders. There is nothing there that is going to help you to get back down to where you were, okay? You have climbed to the top, and the top is where you are going to stay. Having said that, there's some guidance here, okay? Let's show you what the other cards are. There's definitely an energy here of the need to both give and receive at this time. We've got the card of giving and receiving. Okay, beautiful card that. Giving and receiving, 4 hands. And actually more than the hands, what I'm feeling with this card is I am looking at the colours within the hands and I'm actually linking them to chakras, okay? So we've got blue, we've got green, we've got gold, and we've got violet. And for me, this is talking about healing in particular that might be needed at the throat chakra. So this is in terms of communication, I'll come back to that. At the heart chakra, at the solar plexus, the gold, and the violet, I want to just say the higher chakras there, okay? I want to say something about the throat chakra because something that has come up or is coming up that I'm noticing is there seems to be an uprising of people who are, let's try to put this in a nice way, who are trying to demean the beliefs and values of others, okay? So I'm getting a lot of this at the moment in my mailbag, unfortunately. It comes from a certain faith. I think you can probably guess which faith, a certain fundamentalist faith who are not prepared to listen to anything and just want to basically convert you back. And throat chakra is not going to be closed, okay? Our voice is not going to be dimmed, dulled. Our voice is not going to be shrunken so that others are threatened by it, okay? We carry on, we voice our truth, and if others don't like it, to be honest, it's their problem, okay? And yeah, I'm getting a bit tougher on this now. It's Metatron is saying, you know, don't waste your energy on trying to explain yourself and explain yourself and explain yourself to people that don't actually want to be explained to. Okay? Heart chakra. Might pull one on the heart chakra. Solar plexus, it's pretty obvious. It's just about staying in your power. And the violet energy there, I feel particularly relates to being gifted spiritual nourishment, I'm hearing, okay? And that is about just taking a moment just to receive, okay? I want to pull something with regard to the heart chakra, where our heart chakras are at the moment. Because what's effectively happened as we've gone through the 1111 gateway is that the heart chakra has expanded a lot, okay? And I'm just wondering how it's doing in that expanded state. Let's just see. How's the heart chakra doing in its expanded state, Metatron? Okay, balance, the card of balance. And the other one that came out at the same time is the card of believe and succeed, okay? But we've got believe and succeed is really just, you know, keep on track. Don't let anything derail you. Don't let other people derail you. Believe in what you set out to do. Believe in the energies that you've integrated. Don't go back. Just keep going, okay? This one, the card of balance, shows a male and a female. And I feel as though, what do I want to say about that? I don't actually want to say what might be obvious, which is it's a balancing of the male and female energy within. It's not something I've talked about much with the 1111 work, but I do feel that the 1111 work also opened up a new pathway for twin flames, soulmates, people who are destined to be together in this lifetime. And for all sorts of reasons, I've always linked this card with the twin flame energy. In this particular deck, the image of it is just so beautiful, isn't it? So I'm just one, and of course it goes with the energy of believe and succeed. So to those twin flames that watch me, and I know some of you do, again, keep faith, okay? Your heart has opened, their heart has opened. Just be a little bit patient with that, okay? Right, let's see what else we've got going on here. We've got the card of observation. card number 12, observation. I'll put it up to the camera, but I also want to look at this myself. Okay, so you can see the card there, a man, card number 12, and we've got 4 images around him. Okay, let's just see what I get looking at that. I want to put them. Oh, okay. On the card, the man or woman is dressed all in white. I think the white energy is still very important for all of us at this time, because white is about purity, and it's about, it almost feels like keeping us energetically clean, you know, uncontaminated from lower energies that are flying around. But in this card, this person that represents us, can you see there's the rainbow light that's coming down into their higher chakras and then into their body? And in a way, this feels almost like the energy of the 1111 energy that's still available to us now. You know, it wasn't just a one-off on that particular day, it's still there. The gateway hasn't closed. And it's as though this person is just integrating it, and the other people are actually looking. They're looking at him or her in a sense of almost bemusement in terms of what's going on. And the other thing that's happening with the card of observation, it's bringing up the energy of the mirror, you know? So even, it's almost like we have other people who are observing us, that we're changing, but they can't quite understand what's happened. But there's an intrigue, and even if they maybe are attacking us, that they're only attacking us because maybe they're threatened by what they're seeing, which is this person here, which represents you, is actually feeling quite peaceful. The soul inside is greatly expanded, the heart is expanded, this beautiful light is coming in, and then we have these others around which are like, what is going on? And they are also being asked to just observe you, okay? So there's something coming up here for all of us at the moment to take a step back, actually, to take a step back and just to observe over the remainder of November, okay? Yeah, okay. Next 3 cards, we've got strengthening bonds. Strengthening bonds, card number 1. We've got a card which says reach out, and then we've got a card which says opportunity beckons, okay? So strengthening bonds, and reaching out. What do I want to say about this? I really feel that the strengthening bonds card is about strengthening bonds to the light, whatever you want to call the light, okay? Whether you want to call the light Metatron, whether you want to call the light angels, whether you want to call the light Christ, whether you want to call the light the cosmos, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's about strengthening bonds with that light, because basically in this image, this woman is completely alone. You can see she's completely alone. She's surrounded by these beautiful white trees, and just in front of her is the golden light, and she's strengthening her bond. It almost feels like she's through the other side of that gateway. She's still in an observational mode. That's the other thing about observation. We're all observing what the new reality is. We don't actually have to do anything yet. We don't have to act. We're just observing, you know, what's changed, who's there with me, how does it feel like? Is today a good day or a bad day? It's a bad day. Okay, it's a bad day. What tools have I got that I can pull forward to help me with this today? What other people are around me who share my vision, who share my light? But it's also about strengthening bonds with that force that basically pulled you through the gateway in the first place. Okay? That's very clear. And this is a continuation of what I've just said. It says reaching out, and it shows a lady and she's just sitting. She doesn't actually look helpless. This card of reaching out, she doesn't look helpless. She actually just looks like she's waiting patiently, you know? She's not in a terrible state. She knows she needs to ask for help, but she also knows there is help around her, okay? And she is patiently sitting, knowing that the help will come. But equally, she also has to be the one who sometimes says, actually, can somebody, you know, assist me here? I need help with whatever, okay? And it feels as though through the gateway with us have come a number of very skilled people with all sorts of talents, with all sorts of abilities, all creeds, all colours, all ages. There's virtually, Metatron's telling me, every single type of person is represented in this new, it feels like it's like a new Garden of Eden. That's basically what we're in. But this time, this new Garden of Eden, there are no one's going to be expelled. No one's going to be pushed out. There are no apples to fall from the tree that if you bite you get banished from the kingdom. There's none of that. It's a place where there is cooperation, there is love, and there is community. And I feel that's what the card Opportunity Beckons is very much about, that there are a number of opportunities post 11/11 available for all of us, not just for some of us, for all of us. But equally, you have to, again, be observant of what they are, observant of the signs. Also, like the story I said to you, observe and feel into something. And if it doesn't feel right, it's fine to say no. In fact, it's very important to say no, because by saying no, you're then saying to the universe, I'm saying no to that, but I'm really happy to see what the next thing is you offer me, okay? And then it's like a case of refinement, and then the universe will give you something else, and then you weigh that up until you get to an opportunity that is a mutual fit for both of you, okay? But definitely opportunity beckoning for most people as well. And if you're feeling as though it's not beckoning for whatever reason, I'm being shown two avenues. It may be that it's not time, and that sounds like a cop-out, but it's not, because what I'm being shown is there are some people who have got work to do on healing themselves. Maybe there are health problems around, or maybe there are other issues that need addressing right now. You know, it could be financial, it could be material. And until those things are sorted, or at least you've got your head around the fact that, okay, I know I've got, for example, this amount of debt, I am going to deal with it now. I'm going to negotiate my way out of it, you know, come to an agreement in terms of paying it back, or I'm going to look at the job that can afford me the income to be able to start paying it back, you know, whatever the strategy is. So that's one avenue where you might just be still, I don't want to say stuck, because you're not stuck, you're where you're meant to be, but you are addressing health concerns or material concerns. But the opportunity is not passing you by, it's sitting there waiting for you in terms of a time where you are strong enough to be able to then take it, enjoy it, appreciate it. So that's the first one. The second reason why the opportunity might not be beckoning for some is through self-sabotage. And as human beings, we're really good at self-sabotage, okay? And the most common way that we self-sabotage is through that old chestnut fear, you know? Fear comes into play. And we think we want something, but actually we're really frightened if it were to happen. And the story I always say in my workshops, it's quite a humorous story now looking back on it, but it goes back quite a number of years when I was first starting out as a therapist, and I was, you know, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I wrote an advert for my sessions, and I think I wanted to stick them on a shop window somewhere. And I really wanted to be a therapist, but as I say, I had a lot of fear that I was working through at that time. And I went into a shop with my flyer, you know, and I said, could you put it up in the window? And they said yes. And I had a moment of feeling elated that I've done it. And then I went home, and I probably worried for the next week that the phone might ring and somebody might actually want my services. I'm laughing because does that sound familiar? You know, that's classic self-sabotage, you know? I might as well have not put the advert in the window because no one was going to ring with that energy, you know, that was attached to it. And I can laugh at it now because, you know, I've worked through that, but it's very real. When you're going through it, it's a very real thing, and it's a horrible thing to go through, but you have to break through that bubble of fear. And my guidance would be, the best way of doing that, we're back to the first card. chop wood, keep on going, you know, keep on going. Even if that's the experience you have, even if you meet failure or disappointment, realise that that's what's happened. Get back up the next day, put your clothes back on, brush your hair, brush your teeth, get back out there, you know, and have another go at it. All right. Okay. Just going to see if there's anything else that wants to come up in for this session. I did say I was going to do another deck of cards, so I think I'll just pull 2 cards from here and we'll see what we get. Sit up straight, Metatron is saying to me. Actually, he's being serious. There's a thing about aligning the body, because if you think about it, we have energy that's wanting to come down and through us and integrate within us. And it's much easier if you're, you know, you're straight, you're not like hunched up like this. Think of the chakra system. Okay, 2 cards. That one. And, okay, well that's the card that I'm sure I showed you in one video. I did, I know I did. It's the king, the worthy king, who's sitting in front of the 1111 archway with all of his gold and coins. And actually we talked about the planets, didn't we? The one that comes before that, I think these 2 cards came out in that first video. It's the card of plenty or the card of nothing. It's the guy sitting at the tree and he's looking at the money he's making or the abundance that's in his life. But however hard he works, he's not getting anywhere. But it's his mindset that's also creating that. He needs to almost walk away from that dead plant and go and put his talents, his skills and his light somewhere else. And then we've got this card, which is basically, do you remember I talked about it was the it was like the Godhead type energy, welcoming us in to that gateway. And Metatron is also just reminding us that that gateway is still open, okay? So those of you that haven't yet done the work, there is still time. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I want to get this video uploaded quickly. I will be back again, I don't know when. I'll be back probably before the end of November, all right? Lots of love for then. I just wanted to say hello and to check in with you all post the 11/11. Lots of love, everyone. Keep going, watch your mindset, keep chopping that wood, carrying the water. All is well. Much love. Bye-bye.